What's going on, everybody? It looks like today we're having a nice recovery day after yesterday's drop. In this video, we're going to look over Bitcoin. We're going to look over some news, and analysts expect Bitcoin to go to 50,000. And we're also going to look over some BT news. This is causing a 40% pump. And yes, this is some pretty big news. This drastically changes their forward revenue projections. This changes a lot about the company. But let's get started. If you get something useful out of this, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and let's get started on this Bit Digital news. Bit Digital just announced that they finalized their expansion with their HPC customer, and this total contract value is now worth $275 million. But yeah, they mentioned that they finalized this agreement, and this is to supply an existing customer that they're already making revenue from with an additional 2,048 GPUs. This is over a 3-year term, and it's going to be $92 million annualized. They're already working to fulfill this contract. They placed a purchase order for 256 servers by Dell, and they're equipped with 2,048 H100s along with all related equipment necessary. And these are expected to be delivered by July. These servers will be deployed in Iceland, where their AI is already set up, and they should begin generating revenue from this in August of 2024. And Bit Digital's CEO says, "We're pleased to finalize terms with our customer to expand their deployment to over 4,000 GPUs. This agreement significantly contributes to our goal of reaching 100 million annualized by the end of 2024, bringing us to over 90% of this target. Our primary objective with the HPC business is to execute effectively for our customers and help them achieve their AI ambitions. We see robust growth trajectory for this segment and look forward to scaling even further as the year progresses." And you know, the AI segment is already shaping up to be a bigger portion than the Bitcoin mining segment. Keep in mind, these guys also stake and hold ETH. But let's go over their chart, and I also want to show you kind of what their revenue has been lately. And we are getting a massive pump day today, a 38% day. This is just insanity. I did open a 450 covered call, and I'm working to close my 150 cash secured put. But you know, total opposite from yesterday. Yesterday we were breaking this pattern. There was fear everywhere. Bitcoin was dropping. A lot of negativity. Today's a bit of a recovery day for Bitcoin, and we also got this news from Bit Digital, and it caused an absolute rally. We went from breaking down under this pattern to going all the way to the top side of it. Are we going to be chopping within this for a while? I do think so. After a 40% move, it wouldn't be surprising to see Bit Digital cool off, potentially consolidate a bit. There might be some profit taking. I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of chopping around this area. Test this previous resistance as a support again, this roughly $3. But you know, typically you don't want to chase on a 40% up day. But look at this revenue. So their next quarter, they're expecting 28 million. This is the quarter we're in currently. Last quarter, they reported 30 million. You'll notice that that's a dip in revenue. Most miners are dealing with this. This was after the halving took rewards in half. This is going to be the first quarter where rewards have been cut in half. And even with this, we're only getting a small decrease in revenue. That's mostly thanks to their AI growth. Let's go 2 quarters back. If we go back to the period ending December 2023, they reported a $16 million quarter for revenue. Before that was 11 million. Before that was 9 million. You're seeing the revenue growth. And with the AI, this revenue growth is accelerating even more so. And just like many other miners, they did see a profitable quarter last earnings. And just like many miners, they are expecting to flip back to an unprofitability thanks to the rewards being cut in half. However, as Bitcoin increases in price over the rest of this year, they will see some profitable quarters along with many other Bitcoin miners. And honestly, many are very, very close, even with Bitcoin just hovering under its all-time high. Our next area to look out for is going to be 350. If we find a resistance on it, that might be our sign that we're going to be heading lower. If we can break 350, maybe we have hope to keep heading higher. Now, I want to get into this Bitcoin news really briefly. We have an article saying basically that this analyst expects Bitcoin to drop to 50,000 before the parabolic run begins. You know, do we drop to 50,000? Do we just run up from here? Does it really matter? General consensus is that this bull market is not over yet. You don't see people saying that the top is in, we're done. You see most people saying that, oh, we're going to see a little pullback and then we're going to go on to create new all-time highs. If you follow Bitcoin's 4-year cycle, you'll know that most likely Bitcoin's going to top out sometime in 2025. Of course, maybe things play out differently, but just following the cycles, that should be the expectation. But they're basically saying on the chart, we kind of double topped, we're heading down to 50,000. I personally don't see it, but if we were to get to 50,000, that'll probably be the last time that we're going to see those prices. Next bear market, who knows where we are? Maybe in the next bear market, the lows of the next bear market, maybe we're hovering around $60,000. Are we ever going to see a $15,000 Bitcoin? I don't think so. Are we ever going to see a $30,000 Bitcoin? I don't think so. If we do dip down to 50,000, that might be one of the last times in history that we're going to see that price. And like I mentioned to you guys, you know, we can all see different things on the chart. You know, one analyst sees a double top, I personally see an inverse head and shoulders. There's the head, there's the shoulder, there's another shoulder. What else did we see? Well, we saw an oversold RSI on Bitcoin. We've only seen this a few times. We saw it again in August of 2023, where we went down to 26,000 and then went on to rally. We saw it again back in our bear market lows, back at $15,000, where we went on to rally. I can count on one hand how many times we've seen an oversold RSI in the last 2 years. These are the buying opportunities. If you're following Bitcoin's 4-year cycle, you know this dip is a buying opportunity, and it probably is one of the last this cycle. Now, how are you guys feeling? Do you think Bitcoin's going to go down to see $50,000? If so, would you be absolutely loading up on it? Also, what do you think of this Bit Digital news? I think it's pretty big that they are massively growing their revenue thanks to AI. They're not just a Bitcoin miner, they're not just an Ethereum staker, they're also an AI provider. Not only do they mine Bitcoin, stake Ethereum, but they also provide AI to their customers. And that's already shaping out to be a bigger portion of the business. And you know what? I'm alright with that. But thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.